Good morning, sorry, good afternoon. Um, my name is Ayodele Jalano, and I'm a master's degree student of Notre Dame University, Newcastle. And this work is actually my project, my dissertation topic, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to actually be here to present. And the name of my supervisor is Professor Rebecca Strachan, and I'm grateful for all the inputs, including I would like to also make mention of my second supervisor, Hayodele Victor, who also assisted in vetting my work to ensure that it is of a good standard. Okay, um, we've heard the topic. So many people have said a lot of things, and I do not want to repeat what they've said, so I'll just jump right into it. AI has been revolutionizing the educational sector with the ability to understand human language and provide personalized responses. ChatGPT has the potential to enhance critical thinking and problem-solving skills, which is crucial and very vital in computing degrees. However, there's limited research on the effectiveness of ChatGPT in promoting these skills in postgraduate programs. Therefore, the aim of this study is to explore the effectiveness of ChatGPT as an educational tool in enhancing critical thinking and problem-solving skills among postgraduate computing um, programs at the university. The research approach and limitation, the methodology, we use the mixed method approach, which is the quantitative and the qualitative approach. And it consists of purposeful sampling. First, the research included it had two phases. The first phase of the research, some students who had been using ChatGPT were interviewed to see the effectiveness. Then the responses that they gave was what formed the basis for the second phase of the study, which is the questionnaire that was sent to all the students, all the postgraduate students that are doing computing programs, artificial intelligence, computer science, advanced computer science, and everything, out of which about 10% of them actually responded, which gave us a reasonable data that we were able to work with. Google Forms and Microsoft Forms were used for data collection. Microsoft Excel was used for the analysis of the data and presentation. Word It Out was used to generate a phrase cloud because even Microsoft Forms could not give us it gave a word cloud which was almost meaningless. So we had to use a phrase cloud to generate a phrase to make it meaningful. Once we enter into the results, you begin to see. And it was conducted in accordance with the university ethical guidelines. Okay, so the result had some limitations. This is we're exploring the effectiveness of ChatGPT in improving in the effectiveness of ChatGPT in enhancing critical thinking and problem solving skills among postgraduate computing students in the university. So we have a focused study group which can limit the generalization, and the sample size of the major questionnaire is about just um, 50 students responded. So it's also small compared to a university that had thousands of students. And then there's possibility of bias because they were actually giving us what they felt is a self-reported data, so it's their own perception, and it's time-based. ChatGPT just came into existence. Even as at the time when we're collecting this data, some students are yet to, they said they've never used it before. So let's go into the result, the key findings. From this, we can see that what they use ChatGPT for. The major thing that they use ChatGPT for is actually to check understanding. If you look here, you realize that most of the students report that they use it to check understanding. Even if you look at it here, to generate their starting point as an idea is being used on a daily basis. So we have it there. The generating ideas on a daily basis, to check understanding on a weekly basis, to do the assessment, to assist them in their modular assessment on a monthly basis. And 50% said they never use ChatGPT for any other thing. They only use it for schoolwork. That is 50% of them all, including those that said they never use it at all. So this is the pattern of usage. This is the frequency of usage. The main use of ChatGPT was check on student understanding. Then the question was, how useful is ChatGPT in whatever that they're using it for? For their modular assessment, 10% said is extremely used. Sorry, 10% said is not useful at all, while 15 said is extremely useful, and 30% said is somewhat useful. From this analysis, I want to change to a laser pointer so I can see what I'm saying. Okay, so from this you realize that most of the students, they actually says that most students, 49% here, says they found ChatGPT to be very useful, and on the other side 56 said it was easy to use, while 19%, I have the overall down here, 11 plus 8, 19% said it's not useful at all, or is somewhat not useful, while 9% said it was difficult. So that's about that. Then impact on critical thinking. Some questions were asked of the students that, okay, ChatGPT, on a Likert scale, they should agree or disagree. ChatGPT helps me analyze complex problems, and we asked about 10 questions of them, and from that we're able to observe, we realize that most students agree that ChatGPT actually enhances critical thinking than the 19% who feels that who disagree that it doesn't, while 9% said that ChatGPT was not applicable, and 29% stood neutral. Stood neutral as in they neither agree nor disagree. Then we asked them example of ways that ChatGPT has been helpful in critical thinking. Many of them said idea generation. Some others said it helps them in it gives them deeper understanding of the problem. It gives them multiple perspectives. It gives them problem breakdown. It gives them grammatical correction. It helps them to proofread. Some use it for writing emails. Some use it to get expanded view of the task at hand. Okay, so the next set of questions was about problem solving. How effective is ChatGPT in identifying problems accurately, or to evaluate the quality of the information, or to solve a problem? More students agree that ChatGPT enhances their problem-solving skills than those who disagree with it, and 41% choose to be neutral, and that is actually a high percentage, a significant percentage of those that choose to be neutral, while 7 reported that it's not applicable. And when we asked them what are the example of ways that ChatGPT enhances problem solving, the response that we got from there was different approaches to solution, or it provides them with multiple solutions. It gives them, it generates ideas, it provides ideas, it assists in coding, it corrects error, it paraphrases and assesses the model. Okay, then we inquired about the perception, the potential pitfalls and drawbacks, and the support required. And the first one, do you think ChatGPT has any pitfall or drawback? Do you think there are any pitfall or drawback to using ChatGPT for your studies? And some said yes, some said no, but the majority said yes. And examples of examples of the pitfalls or drawbacks is brain drain, over reliance on ChatGPT, that they may end up relying on it too much, which so many people have said this morning, sorry, this afternoon. And the information can be false. It can be a false information, and it can limit one's research ability if you overly depend on it. And when we ask what are the main tips for using or advice for other using, or for other students using ChatGPT, the responses were: don't rely on it, verify the response, use it only when necessary, use it as a tool, and don't copy and paste. Don't copy and paste. Don't just copy it and paste it, as in verify. And the last question we asked them was, what do you think the university or academic teams should provide to students around using ChatGPT for their studies? And many people said, teach the best way to use it, provide user guideline, give a clear explanation of what ChatGPT is. The usage, effectiveness, frequency, and ease of use varied for different components of the postgraduate studies, with ChatGPT being perceived as useful, easy to use, with checking understanding as the main use. A large number of students agreed that ChatGPT helped improve their critical thinking and problem-solving abilities compared to those who disagree with it. However, a notable portion of neutral responses were recorded, possibly due to insufficient familiarity or usage of the tool across various postgraduate study components. It's crucial to educate students on how to properly utilize ChatGPT to promote usage and prevent misuse, because abuse is inevitable when the purpose of a tool is not known or clearly understood. Thank you. That is the link to the survey, to the result of the survey, if anybody would like to actually have a closer look. Any questions?
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you. That's so good. Would it be possible to stick a link to the survey in the chat as well so people could access that? Because I would certainly like to have a look. There were so many good points in there that I think that certainly myself, I can certainly kind of agree with in terms of kind of why people use ChatGPT, kind of, and what they like about it, what they don't like about it. So there were so many points there. We are a bit pushed for time, but there's a couple of questions in the chat that I thought I'd just like to ask, if that's okay. So one question that we have is, what do you wish your educators knew about ChatGPT and other AI tools? It's a bit of an open-ended question, but I was just wondering what you thought there, if you had any thoughts.
I remember speaking with someone who was surprised that the tool existed, as in some months ago when I wanted, and they were like, they never knew it existed. And they were like, wow, this is not good. And you see, the basic thing that I will say is just what I've said before. If the purpose of a thing is unknown, abuse is inevitable. I've seen even fellow students, they don't know how to use it effectively. Okay, if you look at the result of the survey, you realize that some people are not even using it for any other thing. So the question is, and it goes beyond just school work. Yes, so many people are using it to check their studies. Personally, I even use it to assist me in writing cover letters, giving me copies of my CV, as in different copies of my CV for different jobs. So it's not limited to just education sector. Yes, I know we are the ones that is massively affected, but it transcends all these things. So I think everyone just should embrace it, my opinion.
Absolutely. And I think I think really it's to be fair to academics, this has been kind of, I think, brought in, it's coming very quickly, and I think people are trying to get their head around it. I think this is where institutions can really help out by providing kind of institution level guidance, really, and to help academics but also students, because I think we, in a lot of cases up until now, we've kind of all been in the same boat, really, haven't we? And we've all been trying to kind of learn it at the same time. So I think that's where kind of institution level guidance really has to come in and really help out both academics and students as well. But yeah, thank you so much, Ayodele. Another fantastic talk. But yeah, brilliant. Thank you.